Very good morning to everybody. Very welcome to today's webinar. We are thrilled to have you all here with us. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin. I'm the product manager here at SigmaNEST. And today's webinar is all about saving material and saving time consistently. That's the key word here. So with that being said, we're just going to get straight into it. I know all of you are busy. So I'm going to hand over the stage now to Tamsin. Tamsin, if you are ready, the stage is yours, and please take us through.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. Let's rock and roll here. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to our SigmaNEST webinar, HD SuperNEST Material and Nesting Optimization. My name is Tamsin Graf, and I'm a software support technician at SigmaNEST. Many of you probably actually already know me, but what you don't know is that before I was team viewing into your PCs and messing about with your settings, I was actually supervising production at a factory much like many of yours. And that's why today's topic is so important to me. Because if I had 2 Rand for every single time I walked out into the production floor and saw a skeleton and said, for goodness sake, Chad, can we not get one more part out of this nesting? Are you serious? I could probably retire tomorrow. That's exactly what HD SuperNEST is aiming to do, is to remove these doubts. So just before we get cracking here, a couple of housekeeping things. Your cameras and mics have been disabled for the duration of the webinar. If you have any questions during the session, please feel free to type them out in the chat, and one of our support staff will answer as soon as they can. And then we will also have a dedicated Q&A session at the end. So, okay. Most of you will already be familiar with SigmaNEST as a nesting solution, but you may not be aware of the wider range of software solutions that we offer. As you can see here, the SigmaSUITE includes everything from quoting and tube cutting software to CNC press brake programming and shop floor control, and even a fully integrated MRP system. This is just a snapshot of the complete SigmaSUITE ecosystem that helps our customers streamline operations and improve efficiency across their entire manufacturing process. If you'd like to learn more about any of these solutions, please feel free to reach out to us after today's session. Before we move on, I'd just like to get a better understanding of the audience we have with us today. I'm just going to put up a quick poll. Do any of you feel that nesting is currently a bottleneck in your production process? So it's really interesting to see the responses that we got here. And I definitely, when I was in manufacturing, used to feel this way a lot. It felt like if I was sacrificing the nesting itself, then I would get more time. But if I was sacrificing time, then my nestings weren't so great. So the reason that I ask this is that when people often think about improving production efficiency, they often focus on machines, operators, or cutting speeds. However, the nesting process itself can have a significant impact on productivity, material utilization, and ultimately profitability. With that in mind, let's take a look at how the SigmaSUITE helps manufacturers optimize their operations through what we call the 5 M's. The goal of the SigmaSUITE is simple: to help manufacturers streamline and optimize their production processes. We do this by focusing on what we call the 5 M's. Material, reducing waste and increasing yields. Management, integrating data across your operations through our MRP and shop floor solutions. Motion, helping machines cut faster and more efficiently. Manpower, reducing manual effort through automation and user-friendly software. And machines, providing a single software platform capable of driving multiple machine types. Today's webinar focuses on the first M, material, and specifically how HD SuperNEST can help you maximize material utilization and reduce waste. So what nesting algorithms are available within SigmaNEST? We originally started with our standard nesting algorithms, which are still used successfully by many of our customers today. As technology evolved, though, we introduced our advanced nesting engines. These engines maintain fast processing speeds while delivering improved material utilization. Examples of these include HD TrueShape and HD Advanced TrueShape. But we didn't stop there. Taking nesting optimization to the next level, we developed HD SuperNEST, a powerful nesting engine designed to achieve exceptional material yields while remaining simple to use. With just the click of a button, users can generate highly optimized nests that significantly reduce scrap and maximize sheet utilization. As you can see from this comparison, HD SuperNEST includes all the capabilities you would expect from a modern nesting engine, and in many cases, even more. It combines speed, intelligence and optimization to deliver some of the best material utilization results available within the SigmeNEST platform. But before we look at some real-world results, I'd like to ask another quick question. So we'll do another poll. How much time do your programmers typically spend creating an average nesting? So here we can see from the results that a lot of you guys feel like it's a relatively long process. I've got a couple of answers here for 60 minutes or more. And I've also got quite a few where it's above 30 minutes. And with SigmeNEST, that's not really what we want. We want it to be quick. We want it to be an efficient process. When we talk about nesting optimization, the conversation often focuses purely on the material savings. And while that's certainly important, the time spent creating and refining nests also directly impacts productivity and profitability. The ideal nesting solution should help you achieve both, reduce material waste and reduce programming time. So let's take a look at a practical example and see what kind of results different nesting engines can achieve. Here we have the TrueShape nesting engine. We have a nesting that we've created with using that nesting engine, and you can see the nesting was completed in just 1 second. However, it resulted in a scrap value of 20.9%, which in my opinion is a little high. Now, let's see how all of this compares with an HD Advanced TrueShape nesting engine, which is part of our advanced product range. Here, this nesting process took a little bit longer, but the scrap value was reduced to 19.1%, representing a material saving of 1.8% compared to the previous result. Another advantage is that the shape of the remaining material, the offcut produced here, is far more usable and could easily be retained for future production requirements. We've already improved material utilization, but let's see what happens when HD SuperNEST takes over. Here we have the exact same job, the exact same nesting, the same program, the same sheet. Yet the scrap value has been reduced to just 15%. That's 4.1% better than HD Advanced TrueShape and an impressive 5.9% improvement over the original TrueShape results. In addition to reducing scrap, HD SuperNEST actively works out creating more rectangular and usable offcuts. This means that the remaining material is often easier to store, track, and reuse in future jobs, helping you extract even more value from every sheet that enters production. And are you thinking, Tamsin, cool, you showed us these really rad percentages, and that's great. But how am I going to save money? Well, here we go. Now that we've seen the difference in scrap percentages, let's translate those improvements into something every business understands: cost savings. Based on the material pricing used for this demonstration, moving from a standard nesting engine to HD Advanced TrueShape reduced the material usage by 1.8%, resulting in a saving of approximately 349 Rand 93 per ton processed. Moving from HD Advanced TrueShape to HD SuperNEST delivered an additional 4.1% material saving, equating to approximately 797 Rand per ton. And when comparing a standard nesting engine directly to HD SuperNEST, the total material saving increased to 5.9%, resulting in a saving of approximately 1,200 Rand per ton processed. At first glance, a few percentage points may not seem significant, but when those savings are applied across hundreds or even thousands of tons of material, the financial impact can become substantial. Now, seeing a saving of over 1,000 Rand per ton is impressive, but the real question is, how many tons of material does your business process in an average month? If you could take a moment to answer our poll there. As you can see, there's quite a range of material consumption across the businesses joining us today. Whether you're processing a few dozen tons per month or several thousand, the principle remains the same. Every percentage point of material savings compounds over time. To put these numbers into perspective, we've taken the savings from our nesting comparison and projected them across businesses of different sizes. Let's look at what those savings could look like over the course of a year. Here we've got a small business, a small enterprise using about 100 tons per month, which was a very common number that we saw now in our poll. To better understand the real world value of these savings, we projected the annual material cost reductions for businesses like this. So you can see here, moving from a standard to an advanced nesting engine, the annual saving for a small enterprise was about 420,000 Rand per year. moving from an advanced to an HD SuperNEST then resulted in a 956,000 Rand annual saving. And then from a standard to an HD SuperNEST, 1.3 million Rand saved. That is a ridiculous number. Now we've done this for medium enterprises as well. So here you can see moving from a standard to an advanced nesting engine saved about 2 million Rand over the course of a year. Advanced to HD SuperNEST saved 4.7 million Rand over the course of a year. And a standard to HD SuperNEST saved a total 6.8 million Rand over that period of a year. And then finally, our big boys, our big guys, 1,000+ tons per month. Standard to an advanced nesting engine resulted in 4.2 million Rand annual savings. Advanced to HD SuperNEST resulted in about 9.5 million. And a standard to HD SuperNEST resulted in about 13.7 million Rand. So here I've got a case study. We took a real customer that we have. They're about medium to large sized, and we asked them how many tons of material they processed over the last year. So they gave us some figures here from 2024, and I'm just going to quickly work out for you guys here how much money they could have saved if they were using an HD SuperNEST engine. 5,541 tons times 1146.99, 6.3 million Rand that they could have saved over the course of 2024 if they've been using HD SuperNEST. That is impressive.
Is that just for the year of 2024, Tamsin, or is that?
That's just for the year of 2024. Okay, so here I've got a little video for you guys. It's just to show, I know that the screenshots can be incredibly misleading. So I just want to show you guys a real nesting that I have completed that goes from a TrueShape to an HD SuperNEST nesting engine, and you can see the real results. So you can see here that using the TrueShape nesting engine, we used about 9.5 odd sheets to complete this nesting. So here I've changed the nesting engine to HD SuperNEST. Our sheet size, our number of sheets, our part clearance, edge distance, everything else will remain the same. All we are doing is changing the nesting engine. And then you can also see here how easy it is to change from a nesting engine that you would use normally to HD SuperNEST. There's no additional processes that you guys have to go through.
Is there a time setting that you can set to this? Sorry, I'm not jumping to Q&A, but that's a question that I always get is like, is there a time setting? So can you set it to a certain interval? Does it prioritize certain parts? You know, a lot of people joined here in this webinar are fully aware of, you know, how to set up the traditional nesting engines. If you can maybe just discuss that a bit later or when you...
Yeah, so HD SuperNEST, I'll answer your question quickly now, but we do get into it a little bit further. So with HD SuperNEST, you've got a time setting. So it will run for whatever time you designate, but it will continue running and then reverting back to 0 until it finds the very best nesting that it can find. So here we used a very simple, it was a 30-second time interval. That was on the lower end of things, definitely. But if you really, really, really want the most epic nesting you've ever seen, you can change that interval and make it a little bit higher. So this was just for time purposes. It is a little bit of one of the lower end of the time scale. But you can see here, even with just the 30-second interval that we set, we were still able to save a whole entire sheet. We only used 9 sheets on here. And if you look at the 9th sheet on the video, it was about half a sheet. So we went from 9.5 sheets to about 8.5 sheets, which is incredibly impressive just by clicking a different button when you do your task. Okay. If you take a look here at the product matrix, you can see that HD SuperNEST is an add-on module, meaning that it can be purchased to work with any base package that you may have. From a quoting license to a programming license, it has you covered. Thank you, everyone, for taking time out of your day for this webinar. We really, really appreciate the support. Have a fantastic day further. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Yep. Thanks from my side as well. Thank you, Tamsin. Enjoy your day, and we'll catch up with all of you guys soon.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you all in the next webinar.